Hello and welcome to Schlop, where Paradox has apparently actually listened, specifically to me, or maybe not me, but it is really specifically things I just complained about. So I was made aware of this, I think through Reddit. Someone tagged me in like a Reddit thing or showed me a Reddit where they were talking about the patch notes for the new patch that came alongside the DLC, and there's some suspicious things that we need to take a look at with our little inspector glass. So if we go over to the patch notes for Peaceful Art Time, let me know if you spot anything a little interesting. Added a new feature where you can shift-click on a raid map icon to instantly prepare a raid, cutting down the amount of clicks you had to do. And who do I know that recently complained about too much clicking, and specifically this feature. But let's carry on. Selling equipment on the international market will now by default select the maximum amount of equipment. They reduced the capture chance of spies and added them to go into hiding for 28 days instead. They can still be captured and killed as well. Who's been thought about this? So let's get into game and see if these new changes make a difference. Now, I do not care if Paradox actually watched the video that I made talking about all those things I didn't like, or if someone just kind of fed it back to them. I am just so happy it's in the game. If you watched the Czech video, I think that came out recently on the main channel, I already love the fact that this has just been simplified down so much. So if you don't know, now when you go into the international market, it will just default. Oh my god, it will just default the maximum amount of your stockpile to be in it. Now, I think there could have been a better way to do this, like having a little tick mark up here, but for now, this was completely fine. That way, if you do want to do a specific thing, you can do it like that, and that's the annoying click-through rate. I think for the most part, people playing this game probably just want to get rid of the stuff that they've specifically made to sell, or they're, post-war and they want to get rid of all that captured equipment. But this is just an absolutely amazing change. Like, straight up, that has just made me actually want to use the international market, specifically with games that I know are going to go on super long and I want to clear out my stockpile. So let's just go to our tool game as the Czechs here. I'm actually going to go to the market, and as you can see, I just have so much just random crap that I have gotten that I just want to get rid of, and I can now do that and actually get something in return. This is a gameplay benefit for us to do. And yeah, I guess if you have a lot of equipment, it's still annoying, and I think if you could actually separate between captured equipment and your domestic equipment, or at least filter it off so that you don't accidentally put your own stuff in here if you don't want to. Like there, I just put my guns 2 in there. That'd be great as well. Just that way you could just be like spam, 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 click, 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 click. Okay, we're gonna be here a while. There's a lot of crap in it. That is a absolutely amazing change. Probably one of my favorites they've unironically made to HOI4 in a long time. Now the next one I haven't actually tested out, which is now you can just shift click on a raid icon and it will automatically prepare. So let's go back into a different game and see how that works. Now I imagine if you want to do this, you do need to obviously have the prerequisites required. Like right now I need to have the command power and also some strap bombers, so let's just make sure I have all of that in the bank and we'll give this a whirl. Honestly, I am just super glad that just little stuff like this is in the game, and like I said, I don't give a damn if it actually came from my video specifically or just Paradox were already working on this. This is exactly what the game needs. Someone needs to just go around and clear up just a lot of the stuff that just needs a bit of polish. Especially the fact a lot of new DLCs come out and stuff just gets buried under features. And the fact Paradox has even made a change like that, obviously, super happy about. There's a lot of things you can critique Paradox for, especially in terms of like development and the cycles that they have for production and just kind of churning out DLCs at this point, that they don't really take a moment to look back and fix stuff, but stuff like this just makes me want to play the game more. And I'm assuming it's for a lot of people as well, that this works super positively for them in their idea of, what HOI4 should be. I'm assuming some people might hate the fact that potentially it did have to come from a YouTuber, potentially, which obviously we don't know it did, but the fact it's all crap I talked about, I'm not going to claim credit for it, but just know I will keep my mouth shut from now on, just in case I mess it up from here. I would just like to see more of this approach in fixing a lot of the old content in the game. I have an absolute huge list of things that still annoy me about this game. If people want to watch a video about that, let me know down below. We kind of already did it, so I don't want to just keep rambling on this channel. I do want to do new stuff on this channel, which I already did with the Packs of Story video. Maybe there's another one coming soon, by the way. I just got a little bit busy because I'm doing a few other things on the main channel at the moment. Like, I've got a CK3 video and stuff like that, but we're just rambling now. Let's get back to checking out if this actually works. Now, let's go ahead and add ourselves a little bit of a console trickery, just so we're at war with the Romanians. Now, hold on, let me also turn the AI off, just in case I get invaded. And now I can just shift-click to instantly prepare it. There you go. It's instantly prepared. Interestingly, it also is on auto launch and stuff like that, but okay, there you go. That's 100% better. Interestingly, I think if like we should probably try nuclear raids as well, just to see if they're a little bit better, if they changed it, or is it just raid icons on the map that I imagine they've changed? I don't think they would have done it for nukes, right? Yeah, I don't think there's realistically like any way they could do it the same way, obviously, because you actually put down the raid markers for nukes. So yeah, that's a little bit, I won't say annoying, because nukes are probably one of the ones you want to be a bit more specific with regardless. But maybe if you had like clicked on the nuclear raid icon over here, then you shift click here, or shift click on that right there, that would also work. So if you were just to click and then click on which type of nuke you'd like to drop or raid, and then you shift click that, boom, then you don't have to go to this. But I'm not going to complain too much about that one. If there's just one raid that's still annoying to do, that's fine, as long as all the others are now way better to do. Now, the other change he talked about was how I was really annoyed. Well, I can't say we, because again, we don't know if this has anything to do with me or not. It's just awkwardly specific. But the issue I had with spies is that they always just ended up being captured. So I think the change is kind of saying, just from what I read again just quickly, was that they're less likely to be captured now and will go into hiding a lot more, which is a lot better, because actually doing the recapture, the rescue your spy missions was the most annoying part. Obviously, there's not really much we can do to test it right now. I'd have to play like a full game just to see if it feels any better, because it didn't say that, they won't get captured, just that they have a lower rate to get captured and a higher rate now just to go into hiding instead. So now if you've got spies in people, it should be a little less annoying for you, I guess. But also at the same time, if you're doing multiplayer and stuff like that, if you have spies in you, you can still disrupt them by not capturing them, obviously, but sending them into hiding if they do get caught, which I can't remember how long the cooldown is for that. But it's better, I guess. I don't know. I'd have to play like a full game, which is cool. I do like the idea, because there are a few times where I am trying to use spies specifically where they just constantly get in a loop of just being captured, and that is late game when I'm trying to switch ideology or boost someone's ideology. It would be interesting to see now if it is viable to actually, do intelligence operations to actually, flip somebody over and do coups and stuff like that. Because that was a main annoyance I ever felt with this. And I think I'll try that out in my next big game. So I can't really talk too much about it now, but there are a few cases where, obviously, if you were playing like the Axis or Stomach, if you had your spies spare, it would be cool to like try and flip people, like flip the Turkish or flip the Indians or something like that, get a coup going that would be less annoying now that your spies don't get captured every 4 seconds. I'm just really glad that stuff like this has been looked at, has been fixed. There are obviously some things I would change about the way it has been fixed. I think this could be made a little better, but for now, it's great. It works way better. It's less of a nuisance to use. There are still things in the game that are a big nuisance to use, and if whoever sent this to Paradox wants to hear more from me specifically, you're not going to, because I'm not doubling down on any more. I got the changes I want, and I'm happy. Obviously, if you think there are like annoying little things in the game that could be fixed, I'd love to hear what you think. Just see if we're on the same page about some stuff that obviously I've talked about in that other video that really could use a bit of a freshen up in the game, and also just stuff that I don't think should be put behind DLC, stuff like that, just little updates that come out. They make the game better, they make me want to play the game more. Probably, I'm assuming, I can't really talk for you guys, but these changes, do they make you want to play the game more, or do they just want to make you use the features more? Both of which are completely valid, obviously. Because for some reason, I know a lot of people just don't play HOI anymore, and those people, for some reason, still watch my videos. They watch me play HOI instead. There's also a demographic of people that have just never played HOI, and they only watch my videos, and the fact that you've made it to the Slop channel, and you're watching updates about the video game that you've never played, is just really funny to me, but also endearing to you, little Timmy. Well, I hope you're having a ball, little Timmy that's never played the game, but you've managed to get to the second channel where you're watching an update video about the game you haven't played. If that's a highly specific scenario is you, I'm not calling you out, but give yourself a pat on the back. You are the bravest of the Timothys. All in all, though, I am happy with these updates. I have just come off the bat of playing the Peace for Our Time DLC. There's a little bit of drama going on with this because apparently Paradox, okay, we'll go over this very quickly. So originally when this came out, the Czech DLC, I immediately knew it was just a Czechoslovakian DLC because that's what they said. But apparently, the modder came out and said that they accidentally kind of said a mistranslation or something. It's on the forums. You can look for it yourself, but this was just me after reading it once. They had mistranslated or misconstrued is probably a better word, the Czech path where you release all your subjects, whereas it's right here. So you give the Slovakians autonomy and they get independent. Apparently that was written by Paradox to be that the Slovakians would have independent content or whatever, other than the fact that they meant that they would be independent through this path. To which on the store page, it made it seem like Slovakia would get content, which is kind of dumb. In my opinion, Paradox, you should probably read better or, you know, well, just double check. I don't know, obviously, who writes the store page stuff like that. I'm assuming it's probably not the lead developer and stuff like that, who is now taking the brunt of this controversy. Paradox did come out, the lead developer, I should say, of HOI4 came out and said they are looking into what they can do to make it right to people who felt like they've been misled through this. So, honestly, I'm fine with that. I don't particularly even care about a Slovakian focus tree. I imagine if it came out, it'd be terrible. No offense, Paradox, but I don't give a damn. But if people have actually read that and then they looked at it and were like, oh my god, Slovakia's gonna get a focus tree, and they've pre-ordered, either offer people straight up what's called refunds or put a little focus tree in for Slovakia. Either way, I imagine people aren't going to be happy because any focus tree they put in for Slovakia is probably going to suck, no offense. But as someone who read the dev diaries and the initial pitch, I think we even talked about it on this channel, it was very obviously just a Czechoslovakian DLC, but the fact they've obviously put it on the page is enough to warrant at least a refund for anyone that has you know, bought the DLC on the pretense that Slovakia would get a focus tree. Even if I don't care about it, I think that's obviously the right thing to do. And I hope Paradox do something like that. Haha, do. But yeah, that's all on the Czechoslovakian DLC front. I think it's still a pretty good DLC. It's really good if you obviously go the tool path, which is the democratic path. I think all these other paths are honestly terrible, but the Monarchist one, apparently I did super wrong, and it is possible to do really well. And haven't seen any others I'd want to check out, but I do really like the army and the industry part of this tree. But that's it. That's all I got to talk about today. So, slop out. Oh, subscribe, by the way, and hit the like button. That'd be cool. We hit 100k on here, so that's cool. And also, Pax Astoria coming soon.